What's going on? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Progressive Action TV news broadcast. And I just want to make sure that you guys hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know. I want to take the next few seconds to actually share out this live. We got a lot of important stuff to talk about. There's a lot of important things that we need to cover here and talk about. So before I do that, I want to try to get the biggest possible audience that we could get to watch us, so we could be up on to what the information is. Like I said, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, put a thumbs up inside the chat. You never know with this technology here. Take the next minute to share out the video. That's exactly what I'm doing. There's a lot of information we're going to talk about, our contract. Thanks for letting me know that the sound is good. Let's share out this video. It's a lot of information that we need to cover. It's a lot. And I got some video from the SSSA President, Mike Karube, addressing TWU Local 100 and how, they sold us out. He didn't say it like that, but we all know what it is. And we're going to discuss it. We are definitely going to discuss it. I will be only answering questions from people who donate stars. It's the only people who I'm answering questions from. I got it on a setting that let me know who donated via stars, and you will get your answers, your questions answered. And we're going to go back to this. We're going to go back to this right here. We're going to talk about this a little bit more because Mike Karube brought it up. Right? So this is very important live. Let me share it out to one more group, and then we're going to start. Once again, a lot of people always ask me, yo, Tramel, how you doing? What's going on with your recovery? I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know in a second. All right. I got it all shared out. Let me get this ready. All right, so people asking me what's up with my recovery. I just had surgery again on Tuesday. This surgery hurts the worst. Now, as you can see, I don't wear these things. I'll be laughing at, people who wear these things. But this is a necessity for me. This is a pain pump, right? So I have a catheter hooked up to my leg that this thing goes off every 2 hours, and it pumps anesthesia medicine into my leg. This is what women get when they have an epidural. And this is going to be in my leg for, I think I get it out today. It was in my leg for like 3-4 days. So I'll get this out. I'm in, my pain is crazy right now. This surgery was pretty wild. But that's enough about that. Let's get to the information. Right now, I want to show you guys this picture real quick. Let me get rid of this. I want to show you guys this picture real quick. You see that? Stand United Presidents. This is the deadline. It's not a deadline crew, right? So for those who want to know about the history of Local 100 and contracts and how we negotiate contracts and what happened when our contract come to an end. Jason Anthony, thank you for the stars. This is the only time in the history of Local 100 under the Stand United leadership where our contract expired and there wasn't no adverse action by our union representation. Once again, if you want to see what these guys look like, you have Tony Utano, you have John Samuelson, you have Richie Davis. Our contracts expired up under them and nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. That's a sign of weak union leadership. And Richie Davis was just out there saying this. He was just out there saying this. Y'all remember this? Let me play this again for you guys. No contract, no peace. What does that mean? Right? Right now we don't have no contract, and you can hear birds chirping at the Union Hall. Right? There's a lot of peace going on. These guys, oh look, my machine is going off. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is it actually pumping the medicine into my leg right now. It's pretty wild. And I feel the coldness going into my leg from I got a IV bag in this thing, and it pumps pain. Maybe I should show it to you guys. Let me show it to you guys real quick. Show it to you guys. Oh, I'm sharing too much, right? So this is what I got. That's what's pumping into my leg right now. That's what the machine going off. Let me put it back. Hold on. Yeah, so like I was saying, we have a lot of peace right now, right? We are, there's nothing happening. We are not trying to fight back. You know, actually, Richie Davis had hired or released someone to start doing, you know, union videos, but the union videos is not made for this type of industry, the videos that this person is making. And it's more coming off like an infomercial or videos that management would do. And I don't think it's helping us at all. You know, if anything, it's making us look weaker than what, you know, we already are. And, you know, that's what it is. Now, one thing I want to touch on, this is big right here, guys. This is big. See, you never really have people talk about TWU Local 100 and how they operate and the bad decisions that they make, except for, you know, members. And they tag us members as being anti-union. They tag us as being, you know, not playing team ball and all this other stuff. But we have Mike Karube. For those who don't know, Mike Karube is the SSSA President. And I want to say this. I give him a lot of respect, right? Now, I'm not co-signing their contract. I'm not saying what's good or bad in their contract. I want the supervisors to figure that out for themselves. And if they feel they have to hold Mike Karube accountable, then that's what you do. But for me, I feel I have a lot of respect for him because he negotiated their contract and he did a 3-hour video live with his members in person at their Union Hall or the Brooklyn Marriott that they rented out, where members can come and ask questions to him about their contract. We have never seen Tony Utano do it. We have never seen Richie Davis do it. We have never seen John Samuelson do it. They put out a PDF. They send their released officers to tell us, hey, vote for the contracts. This is the best contract we ever got. And that be so untrue, right? That be so untrue. So Mike Karube did a video, and I want to point out, you know, certain things about their video that we don't have, or things that he explained to us, the members. I mean, he explained it to his members, but we getting the information also where he shows us where our union has been selling us out. And I'm going to go through these videos and I'm going to discuss them. And I'm going to put y'all on to this information. So let's check it out.
When they did these plans back in the day, it was supposed to give the member a better option, right? Like a better out-of-network option. But it also gave them new dental on the emblem, which kind of, excuse my French, sucks. It's a disaster. And you got to pay for that. The member has to pay for that. So in this union, when people were getting promoted, we would tell them, listen, if you're staying with this high option rider, you're not getting our dental. You don't get it. We have Cigna Dental. TW doesn't retire with dental for life. They lose their dental when they retire. We don't. We keep our dental and optical like as if we were active. So what we did in this contract, when a member gets promoted with Aetna, there's no more work for them to do. Their high option rider is gone. No need for a high option rider. Okay? And once we get these teams out there to explain to you what the differences are, you'll understand what I'm saying. You're going to see the high option rider was just a money grab. It's not really worth it. It may work for one or two people, but it really was a money grab. And TW got some cash for that. TA got something out of it, whatever it was.
Now, listen to what Mike Karube said. The high option plan for our health benefits was a money grab in which the union and the MTA got extra money by selling us a high option that don't even work. Right? Now picture that our union allowed health benefits to go up. John Samuelson, it went from 1.5 to 2%. And then to tell us that Mike Karube let the cat out the bag, that the union got money, basically a kickback, from us picking that high option. That is not the definition of unionism, right? That is selling your members out and actually siding with management. Now, a lot of people don't know, like Mike Karube said, when we retire, we lose our dental. You get no dental when you retire, right? Now, these health benefits decisions that the union is making, siding with management, does not help us, right? It hurts us. But we still fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I'm telling you guys, this Stand United Union administration is doing us dead wrong. Now, I want to point out something that I know Drummond is going to appreciate. Drummond is definitely going to appreciate this right here. I want to let you guys know, here to hear what Mike Karube said that management said about supervisors.
Seniority. I'm sorry, discipline. Discipline Management Committee, we've been asking for like a stepping process, progressive discipline, if you call it that. They wouldn't give it to us. They said, oh, supervisors really don't get discipline. Yeah, they do. We get hammered, okay? But that's typical labor relations, right?
So this is just a sidebar real quick. Management says that supervisors rarely get disciplined. Now that speaks to Drummond point. We have a lot of supervisors out there that speak crazy, that do crazy things. If you look on this page, I posted a video yesterday, I believe, of a train dispatcher cursing up a storm, creating hostile work environments, talking to train crews about closing down the train. And this happens more often than not. And management says that, they don't get disciplined because, they just don't get disciplined because management don't discipline them. But let one of us do that, we are in trouble. That was just a sidebar that I took from Mike Karube, but I got more important stuff. I want to talk about I want to discuss the lifetime medical that Mike Karube was talking about. Let's get to that.
Union to get this. We are the first, okay? And as a matter of fact, if anybody's watching what's going on with TW, they just started negotiations. And one of their proposals to the MTA is that they want the MTA to pay. Now think about what I'm going to say to you. They want the MTA to pay for all the members, the 110 members that died during COVID, to give them lifetime medical, just those members, because they don't have it. Their spouses died, and they have no lifetime medical for the wife and the children. Okay? This right here in this contract stops all that. We are the first. Okay? The other thing is,
now I want to be clear. Mike Karube and the SSSA is one contract behind us, but they got something in their contract that we can't get, which is lifetime medical, right, for our spouses. Now, forget about COVID. Forget about COVID. The SSSA negotiated lifetime medical for, the spouses of, the members, right? Our union, TWU Local 100, is only looking for lifetime medical for the people who died for COVID, right? If our union was so strong, if TWU Local 100 was so strong, why don't we have lifetime medical for our spouses, for our kids, when they die? I mean, when we pass on, right? As much time as we dedicate, as much as we sacrifice for this company, that should be the least that they could do. And SSSA got it, and we didn't get it. And just to put it in perspective, they are a contract behind us, and they received that. Right now, this is a big one. This next clip that I'm gonna play is a big one. It's about how Local 100 outsourced jobs, our jobs, and SSSA jobs during COVID. And for those who don't know, Mike Karube and Tony Utano, they've been having friction. And I'm guessing that this friction, or one of their issues, was behind this. And this is very important. I need you guys to listen to this video. This is very important. And it's also going to explain, even though Mike Karube didn't touch it in his video, it's going to explain how we got that $500,000 for when a member died of COVID during the pandemic. This is a very important clip. I want you guys to listen to it.
That number we owe to the authority, okay? And why we owe it was during COVID, TWU gave something back to the authority. It pertains to the Americans with Disabilities Act for elevators and escalators. They allowed them to outsource jobs. They did this during COVID. It was a clause in their contract in 2019, but they didn't address it. And then COVID happened, and then they started talking about things. And then the president at the time, which is not the president now, president at the time, which was Tony Utano, signed a agreement, finalizing a agreement in 2022, November of 2022, right in the heart of us negotiating, us, the union, our union. That gave the transit authority millions upon millions of dollars of savings. So the transit came after us and said, well, that's pattern bargaining. See, like I said before, sometimes it works for us, sometimes it works against us. You owe us. How do we owe you? What we're willing to do is, we're willing to add 2 months to your contract, and we'll call it the debt is owed. No. So you're going to make my 48-month contract, which is under pattern bargaining in 2019, you're going to make it 50 months. That's not pattern bargaining. Yeah, but you owe us. So we went back and forth, and I'll spend days here talking about this because you have no clue. We fought and fought and fought to the highest levels, and which prompted, most of you saw probably the TV show, I backed Lee Zeldin for governor. The reason for that was I kept going to the governor's office, Governor Kathy Hochul, and she did not take.
Now, if you listen to what Mike Karube said, right? The union negotiated something during COVID, right? In which he said saved the MTA millions upon millions of dollars, right? In the name of outsourcing jobs, not only the jobs of TWU Local 100 members, but SSSA members. Now, for the life of me, I do not understand why TWU Local 100 and SSSA do not work together to fight the authority, right? I do not get that. But the egos of the people involved is stopping us from being the union that we deserve to be, for one. For two, right? Now, the union negotiated the outsourcing of the jobs in lieu of the MTA giving us that $500,000 death benefit to our families when we die, right? So the union came out during that time and was like, yeah, we the only company in the state to get a $500,000 death benefit. Well, guess what? You gave away a death benefit at a price. You outsourced jobs. The MTA knew that COVID was not going to last forever. There was going to be a point in time where people were going to stop dying from COVID and life was going to go on. What's not going to go on is you getting those jobs back that you outsource. You're not going to get those jobs back, right? Management was smart enough to say, hey, we're going to give you $500,000. Now, I think that one thing management underestimated was how many people was going to die from COVID. I think that that's what they underestimated. But one thing they did not underestimate was the decades worth of saving for outsourcing jobs to private companies, outsourcing our work to private companies to do, which is going to save the MTA millions. Because think about it. They don't have to pay salaries. They don't have to pay our medical benefits and other type of insurances that we get while being working for the transit authority. The union outsmarted, the MTA outsmarted our union once again. And what the union did was that they pulled the wool over our eyes. When they came out and say, yeah, we're the only company to get a $500,000 death benefit, they didn't tell us at what expense. That expense was them outsourcing our jobs to other companies. Now I want to get into something that JP said. JP had a shop gate the other day, and somebody asked him an important question. And this is a question that a lot of people ask me themselves. And I think that it's important that we analyze what JP said, because once again, JP tried to water down the situation and try to make it seem like it's not an issue what they asking for, but it's actually an issue. So I want to play this clip by JP. It looked like he was having a shop gate in Gleason Depot, and someone asked him this question.
The MTA, even though they have a lot of people working for the labor department, they always hire the top dog to negotiate the contract. I would like to know, who do we have in our behalf besides you guys?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Their top dog negotiating the contract did labor relations step 2 hearings when she first started the job. I know of. So I'm not saying she's not qualified. She is. She's smart. She knows her stuff. She knows her stuff like we know our stuff because she's lived it. They don't hire some magical dude. You know what they got that gives them a lot of clout in the contract fight? They got the power of the state behind them, right? They got that big thing called the power of the state. They don't have to give things that they don't want to, just like we don't have to give things that we don't want to. So the art of negotiations is trying to find something where they can feel comfortable and we can feel comfortable, and we don't give back and give back and give back and give back to get what we deserve. You understand? There ain't no magical person negotiating. There isn't no super corporate lawyer parachuting in and mesmerizing everyone, so we're going to give them. It doesn't work like that. They got people that know the system. We got people that know the system. The numbers are the numbers. When you talk about wages, is it a complicated conversation? Milk went up so much, eggs went up so much. We need a raise. And then the complicated part is pushing them, because they don't have to give. By law, they can say whatever they want. They're not. They're going to give you a certain amount, and then they're going to say, if you want more than that amount, you got to give me a little bit more, right? That's how it goes. So you got to push, push, push. I'm at the table. They're at the table with me. We have our experience.
Now, JP told the half truth. So the guy asked him, basically, who do we have as a union to help us negotiate these contracts? Because the MTA seem to have these professional negotiators, and they always get what they want, and we never get what we want. And that was a legit question. And JP tried to illegitimize that question and say, hey, this lady used to do step twos. And in other words, saying she's not really anyone special. Then he said that she's smart or whatever the case is. Let me let you guys know the person who's behind these contracts, who's negotiating these contracts for the MTA. Her name is Anita Miller. She's the Chief Labor and Employee Relations Officer for the MTA. Now, what JP didn't say, right, because then he will be throwing the union under the bus. Anita Miller earned a Bachelor's of Science in Politics, Economics, and Society from the State University of New York, Old Westbury. She earned a law degree from Yeshiva University's Benjamin M. Cardozo School of Law and is admitted to the New York State Bar Association. Now, I know a lot of people, and normally the people who say this is people who never went to college or never finished college or never graduated college, say, oh, college degrees don't mean nothing or whatever the case is. Let me tell you guys something. In this industry, it means everything. Because guess what? When you go negotiate a contract for a house, you're not hiring your friend down the block. You're hiring a lawyer, right? When you get into any type of criminal trouble, you're hiring a lawyer, right? When you negotiating a contract, you hire a lawyer. See, with the MTA, what they do that's very smart is that most of the people that they hire in upper management, they hire people with law degrees. So when you look at the vice presidents of some of these departments, like when Kim Ward was here, Kim Ward was a lawyer. You look at Anita Miller, she is a lawyer, right? And these are the people who is negotiating, that we are negotiating against. We are negotiating against lawyers. The MTA do not have to go run and hire a law firm to negotiate the contract for them. The MTA already hired the lawyers to negotiate the contract for them, right? But look who we got at the table for us. We got Tony Utano at the table for us. Tony Utano, he says, I've been in a transit worker since I was 18 years old. Tony Utano is a high school graduate, right? Who just been doing transit work most of his life. You look at Richie Davis, another high school graduate. I believe, I don't know if JP got some type of degree, but the fact of the matter, Donald Yates, no degree, right? You look at most of the VPs here, they have absolutely no college experience, no degrees, no professional experience, no nothing, right? So if you're going to negotiate any type of contract as a member of whatever the case is, aren't you going to hire a lawyer? And the lawyers that we have, these lawyers are so out of touch, right? They've been practicing for 40 years, literally 30 years, 40 years. Everything has an expiration date, right? Everything has a shelf life. And I believe that a lot of the lawyers that the union use to negotiate contracts and other stuff on our behalf, I think their time has passed. Their boat has sailed, right? But the MTA is smart. So when JP say, oh, she used to do step two, she used to do this, she's also a lawyer. Her degree, let me get it right. Her degree is in Bachelor of Science in Politics, Economics, right, and Society, which means that she is perfect to negotiate the contract on behalf of the MTA. Who do we have negotiating for us? We have people who don't have a history of fighting, who do not have a history of intelligence, who do not have a history of logic, right? We need change. Yes, we need critical thinkers negotiating for us. We need logical thinkers negotiating for us, and we don't have that, right? And let me go back to this picture, right? Right? This is the Stand United Presidents. The deadline is not a deadline crew, right? Absolutely no college experience, right? Absolutely no accolades in academia. Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Basically graduated high school and became transit workers. And I'm not saying that if you didn't go to college, you're not smart, not saying that. But what I'm saying is when you get to these certain positions, you should come with some type of accolades or academia or something to bring to the table. And just to remind you guys, these three guys are the only presidents in the history of Local 100. The only presidents in the history, I'm going to say that again, the only presidents in the history of Local 100 where a contract expired and they didn't do anything, right? The only three presidents in history stand united. They came from that cloth. They came from that cloth. I gotta continue to say this. They came from that cloth. The only three presidents in history where our contract expired and we working without a contract. But for JP to say that or try to diminish who the MTA have on their side of the table is a sleight of hand. They have lawyers on their side of the table. They don't have to really hire lawyers because they hire lawyers during their initial process. When we choose presidents, when we choose VPs, when we choose leaders, we should also see what their academia is about. We should also see what their fight is about. We should do more than investigate to see how popular they are, right? For me, I went to college at a late age. I went to college when I started working for transit full-time, working full-time, going to college full-time on campus, graduated with honors. I'm qualified, right? Now, this is a big one too. Let's talk about Jan Oliba. I want to tell you something that Jan Oliba said. Oh man, we got so much interesting stuff to talk about, people. I mean, I'm getting excited right now. So I'm going to talk about a quote that Jan Oliba said in this newspaper called City and State, where he attacks our workers' comp. He said people are taking more sick time. There are more workers' comp episodes. The workers' comp episodes go on longer. We are specifically attacking that problem and trying to bring people back both by reforming workers' comp as administered at MTA, but also by working with workers' comp workers who go out, right? Now, the workers' comp problem is a major issue for Local 100 members, period, as is, right? Because one thing that the MTA do is that they controvert your case without any real justification. They will controvert it for any reason that they feel fit. They will make you wait till you get a paycheck. They are smart. They know that the average transit worker cannot miss 1 month of pay, right? And if you're one of those transit workers who can't go 3-4 months without pay, and you're the same transit worker that's saying that you will accept 3s, 4s, and 5s this contract, that's an issue, right? The MTA know that if they control us financially, they could do whatever they want to do with us, and that's what they doing. So what the MTA do with workers' comp is that they control us financially. They force us back to work. They force injured workers back to work before they even healed. Another thing that they do is that they deny us our surgeries. So picture someone like me who needed surgery, obviously, because I had a broken bone. The MTA, in my case, controverted my case. They controverted my case. I'm not getting no pay right now. I'm not getting anything, right? They controverted the case, and I wouldn't have been able to get surgery. Believe it or not, with my injuries, I would not be able to get surgery. And this is the game that they play to force us back to work. Now, they could have forced me back to work. Of course, I would have been right back out because, of course, I can't walk, right? But this is the game that they play. Now, with that blurb that Jan Oliba said, it seems as if they are trying to get some type of laws changed to workers' comp that only affects the MTA specifically, right? Because for those who don't know, workers' comp is a state law, right? It's a law. It's not contractual. It's a law. And it seemed like as if Jan Oliba is probably looking to get something that affects transit workers specifically. But for him to say that he want to bring people back by reforming workers' comp, there's many issues with workers' comp. And guess what? Our union administration is not addressing workers' comp. Hey, look who decided to join the live. Utano is now joining the live. Utano, I advise you, I would love to see your response to what Mike Karube had to say about you specifically, because Mike Karube did say that you were the one who basically got some money back from the MTA for the high option medical plan. I would love to hear what you have to say about that. I also, Utano, once again, thanks for joining the live. I would also like for you to hear your excuse as to, let me show you the picture. Let me show you the picture. Why you are one of the 3 Stand United presidents where a deadline is not a deadline. I would like to know why under Stand United in the history of Local 100, you know, the union that Mike Quill built that you guys love to say, why when our contract expired, it happened under John Samuelson, it happened under you, and now it's happening under Richie Davis. Why is we working without a contract under you 3 guys? Since Local 100 was formulated, we have never worked without a contract until you guys came into the fold. But I'm not going to spend too much time because we already know what it is. You can watch the rest of this video. You can watch the beginning of this video to know what's going on. And I also, before you leave or whatever the case is, matter of fact, I want you to stick around because I got something coming up that I think Samuelson is trying to get at you. And I actually got that in my notes. But yeah, the MTA is trying to screw us more over workers' comp. And we need to fight back against that. Utano, why you never fought against workers' comp? Why you never decided to organize the politicians who you give our COPE money to create better legislation to protect transit workers when the MTA decide not to pay us our workers' comp, right? This is the problem with self-insured companies. They get the leeway to play the games that the MTA play, right? And we're not going to do that. Now, I want to talk about John Samuelson fake outrage. And like I said, Utano, I think that John Samuelson was throwing a shot at you. I'm going to get back to this. Let's get to this tweet that John Samuelson said. Somebody sent this to me. For those who don't know, John Samuelson got me blocked on Twitter, and it's all good, right? But this is what John Samuelson said on Twitter. I want to read it to you guys. Each time I hear the super wealthy or think tankers call us labor partners, a little vomit comes up in my mouth, in my throat. New York City transit workers know damn well who our partners are, and it ain't Jano Lieber and the Manhattan elitists carrying MTA's water as they attack Local 100. Now, Utano, if I wasn't mistaken, and John Samuelson, if I wasn't mistaken, Jano Lieber said on the MTA board plenty of times, our partners in labor, TWU Local 100, and you never had a problem with it. I remember when, what's this guy name? Train Daddy and Andy Byford. I remember when Andy Byford and Tony Utano did a joint press conference when the conductor got beat up, and Andy Byford said, our partners in labor. Utano was standing right there. Why is, I've been had a problem with that. How can we be partners with people who want to discipline us every chance they get, want us to live in a city in which we can't afford to live, who want to deny us surgeries when we out on workers' comp, who don't want to respect women on this job, don't want to create reasonable accommodations, right? Who we seen members die during COVID. They did not want to give us masks. How can we honestly, in our right mind, call them labor partners when that's not how you treat a partner? If this was a relationship, partners in a relationship, this would be a very abusive relationship. This relationship would be, police would be called every single day. And our union leaders have stood next to management time and time and time again against us. We heard Mike Karube say that The union sold us a high option, and it was just the money grab, and the union got some of that money. Did you guys hear that in the beginning of this live? If you didn't hear it when this live go off, I advise you to go back and listen. This is not the ideology that our union should be professing or accepting, right? Now, in a way, it's kind of obvious, like, yeah, they would be partners with them, because it seems in a lot of cases that the union administration is enemies with us. What's understood do not need to be said. What's understood do not need to be said. Action speaks louder than words. What actions do you see this current administration doing to fight for us a good contract? They are afraid. They are afraid of having a rally in front of 2 Broadway and shut down Lower Manhattan. And I'm tired of doing it at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock when all the managers leave. I'm tired of this passive aggressiveness of how they fight for us during these contracts. And then they create these contract spectacles, right? The union, if you look on the union Twitter, they got a few politicians say, hey, TWU members deserve a right contract, a fair contract. Jan Oliba, you need to listen. Jan Oliba don't have Twitter. But one thing Jan Oliba has is a home. We could protest in front of his home like we did last year. Or the year before. Last year, I believe. Why aren't we in front of his home? Because people do not care about issues until it affects them or the problem is at their doorstep. That's when people will start to listen, right? Jan Oliba has an office that he reports to, that he goes to. And I'm not talking about going to that office speaking to an empty building. This passive aggressiveness on how the union is fighting for us is speaking volumes. It's speaking volumes. The passive aggressiveness is hurting us. This fake fighting, these fake contract rallies. And I'm not faulting the members for being there. I'm not faulting the members for participating. But guess what? When you're a part of these fake rallies that's not doing nothing, and you invite clowns into your home, into your depots, you become a part of the circus. When you invite clowns around you, you become that. Because from a distance, you can't tell who is who sometimes. Stop supporting mediocre work. Stop supporting passive aggressive behavior. Once again, I'm not saying that you should not be out there with your union protesting, but to protest in front of your depot, in front of your coworkers who already know what the issues are, in front of the public who don't care because the buses are still running, the trains are still running, it does nothing. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Every time you participate in one of these things, you're wasting your time. Right? This is the only place we should be having a rally where it says MTA, 2 Broadway. They had a rally in front of 130 Livingston. And that rally, they used to make fun of, oh, he only had 20 people there. He only had 25 people there. They had a contract rally in front of 130 Livingston, which is like the little brother, sister of 2 Broadway. And they only had about 9 people there. And all of them was released officers. All of them were released officers. The stuff that's in this contract. I mean, just look at this. The union is scared to even say the wage percentage that we deserve. They afraid to say the wage percentage that we deserve. They afraid of that. My knee hurting. I can't be sitting down for too long. I'm gonna have to. I gotta move it around a little bit. It's a lot of pain right now. But they are afraid of the wage to say the wage percentages that we deserve. Mike Karube already said that they took money from selling us a high option plan that does nothing for us, basically. He said it helps maybe 1 or 2 people, but that's it. Kimyata Moses, thank you for the stars. I appreciate it, the 50 stars. If you guys got questions, send it via stars. I'm answering questions via stars. Right? We are dealing with a union administration, right? And it don't matter if it's Richie Davis, if it's Tony Utano, if it's John Samuelson. We are dealing with an ideology that's anti-union, that's anti-fight, that's anti-member. We are dealing with a union that's pro-management, that's pro bowing down, that's pro negotiating from a being on a need standpoint. And like my lawyer said, and now he's not talking about TWU, but he coined something called the stupidity festival. What we are seeing right now is the stupidity festival, right? We are seeing everything spectacle right now. And it's spectacle to the point to where they don't even really want to fight. They don't even really want to fight. This is the stupidity festival that we seeing. Now, me personally, Family Day is coming up. No members should be going to Family Day. We shouldn't even go to Family Day. Why? It makes no sense. We're in the middle of a contract and the union is telling me that they want to have a Family Day. They want to have a Family Day. We should be protesting that until we get a contract. And I guarantee you, the contract probably not going to be done before Family's Day. I would be surprised if it is. I would be very surprised if it is. Right? Because they are afraid to face the members. Right? They invite us for the fun and games, but they don't invite us to the real stuff. Why aren't they promoting these rallies? Why are they having these little field day trips with their officers and acting like that they having these rallies, right? The police officers shut down the Stillwell rally. Why you don't see no pictures of that? Why you don't see no chance of that? Oh, my brother Sean McFarland, thanks for the 530 stars. I appreciate it. Why we didn't see nothing from that? They having one at Continental today. Stop being a part of the stupidity festival. Stop being a part of the clown show. There's not a shortage of clowns in that union hall. They do not need any more clowns there. This is a fact, and I stand on that. There is no shortage. Hell, look, Richie Davis, if you decide to want to shut it down, I'll do the jail time for you. I put that on my mother. You scared to do 10 days in jail? You scared to do 10 days in jail? Is that what it is? You too pretty to go to jail? Because you would say, oh, I ain't afraid to go to jail. You afraid to protest in front of 2 Broadway. I'll do the jail time for you. Nobody ain't afraid. Nobody ain't afraid. But y'all are afraid. And we are tired of being shortchanged when it comes to this union administration. At least I know I am. I know that I am tired of being shortchanged. I am tired of everything being mediocre. Right? And when you look at, shout out to Flatbush Depot, whatever was going on over there, and they put it in the newspaper that the 175 bus operators called out, and it was done during the contract. And the union, what the union administration is saying. Oh, it was like a wildcat strike. So they basically throwing the chair of that depot, which is Richard Thorne, up under the bus. They not even supporting their own member from possible Taylor law violations. Right? They not even supporting their own chair. Right? They didn't even speak to him. They ain't do nothing. Right? They haven't stopped anything in the history of TWU Local 100. I want to make it clear. Tremel Thompson, Progressive Action, was the only members to ever hold a rally in front of a chairman home. The only ones. Right? Unapologetically. We are the only ones, numerous occasions, who put a casket in front of 2 Broadway. We are the only ones. I take that back. No. I'm going to say this because Roger Toussaint had a rally going across the Brooklyn Bridge before for the contract when they went on strike. But outside of the contract strike, we had more than one rally going over the Brooklyn Bridge, marching to 2 Broadway. We not scared to fight over here. We not scared to fight. But this is the time where we must draw the line in the sand. I really wish, trust me, from the bottom of my heart, I really wish I didn't have to make these lives holding my union reps accountable. I really wish that I wouldn't have to take time away from my family to preach in these videos, to do all these actions, and take from the time I could be spending with them to do things that our elected officers should be doing. I really wish that John Samuelson, Tony Utano, and Richie Davis was unapologetically strong. Trust me when I tell you this. I really wish that they were unapologetically strong. I really wish that we had that strong union. I really wish. Jashawn Frazier, he said Governor Hochul needs to come down here and ride the trains without the state trooper in plain clothes. I agree. Now, this is another thing. Didn't we just see Governor Hochul at our Union Hall? And she's saying something to the effect that we on the same team or something like that, and that she's one of us, or something to that effect. Where's Governor Hochul now? Where is she at when it counts? Let me see if I still have that clip somewhere. Where's Governor Hochul now? Where is she at that we need her for our contract? And if you guys view that whole Mike Karube video, he was basically saying that Kathy Hochul and them was trying to extort them for 10, 20,000 just to talk to her. And you know who been falling for that trick the whole time? TWU Local 100. They've been giving her all our coat money just to have a conversation with her. And guess what? She's not picking up their phone calls right now. She's leaving them in the cold. Why don't you tell Richie Davis to be honest with that? Why don't you ask Richie Davis to say what is Kathy Hochul's position on our expired contract? I bet you get crickets. I bet you get crickets. When did Kathy Hochul run for governor? What year was that? Oh, here we go, right here. Right on time, people. Look at this.
She's accessible.
Wait. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
She's accessible. She gets things done. She's exactly what our state needs today and for the next 4 years. So without further ado, I am thrilled to announce that TWU Local 100 wholeheartedly endorses Kathy Hochul for Governor of New York State.
Tony Utano said, we wholeheartedly support Kathy Hochul for governor of New York State. Wholeheartedly. Where is she at now? Jose Villegas, thank you for the 530 stars. I appreciate it. Let me make sure I ain't miss no star, people. I'm only looking at stars comments. I'm only looking at star comments. But where is she at now? Where is she at now? I wholeheartedly support her. Where's Kathy Hochul at now? Now I want to tell everyone this right here, right? And I'm gonna say this every video. None of us are bystanders in this. Everyone have a role to play. I don't care, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't care what side of the fence you're gonna be on. If you want to be on the Stand United side or you want to be on anyone else's side, you gotta be somewhere. You have to be somewhere. You have to be a part of something, right? You should be doing something. This is a union job. If we don't stand together or stand with the people who best support your ideology or whatever the case is, this whole thing is going to come crumbling down. And what we're seeing right now is the effects of that. When we have 40,000 members and only 11,000 come out to vote, we get what we get. There are consequences to elections. And what we are seeing right now is a decade worth of consequences for the elections that we failed to participate in. Right? What we see is a decade worth of consequences. Elections have consequences. Being inactive as a member has consequences. Right? Now, one thing that I'm not going to do is be a part of a clown show. Javon Outlaw says the union support anybody. Hochul is a joke. Facts. Facts. None of us should want to be a part of the clown show. We are all grown men and women, and we should make smart decisions. I just want to point out the obvious. There's a reason why no union rep that's a part of Stand United wanted to discuss the issues with me live and educate the members or say, Tremel, you're wrong on this, or you don't understand, or this and that. There's a reason why they do not want to do that. There's a reason why they do not give us a microphone to ask questions during the mass membership meeting. There's a reason why when our contract is, whenever they agree with our contract, they would not do what Mike Karube did, was have an open town hall meeting to answer questions regarding the contract. Right? And once again, I have a lot of respect for Mike Karube, for him to even do that. Right? Because we do not see that type of accountability nowadays. Right? I don't agree with everything in the contract. There's things that's not prominent in there for women's issues, that the COVID thing is not really addressed. But that's for you guys to decide. I respect him as a man for standing up to his members, because us in TWU Local 100, we have presidents that don't want to stand up to the members. They hide from us every chance that they get. Right? Because they do not want to be held accountable for their actions. And us as members, we must be held accountable for our inaction. We must get involved. We must get involved. Do not be a part of the clown show, which is what the Local 100 Union Administration is doing right now. But do something. Get involved. Everything ain't about party and BS. Everything ain't all about Family Day and all these Italian Day, Black History Month. It's not all about that. We won't have that if we won't continue to fight. Dennis Roach, thanks for the 50 stars. We won't have that unless we continue to fight. We must continue to fight. We must get involved and do something. We got to do something, people. We must do something. Support the people who is fighting for you. Right now, like, I got a broken leg. I got other injuries that's going on. Just had another surgery. As you see, I got a pain pump on that pumps basically what women get for epidural shots when they giving birth, pumped into my leg. I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting. There's no excuses. There's no time for excuses. Because I said this 5 years ago. This job, sooner than later, is going to be for college students. Sooner or later, it's going to be for college students. And it's right here, people. This is not a career any longer. This is a job. This is a job. The pay here does not echo career. The wages here does not echo career. We need to stand up and fight. This contract here is abominable. It is disgraceful. It is embarrassing, especially after what members sacrificed from COVID. Oh, and let me bring that up. As you can see, management is not trying to give us hazard pay for COVID, right? Now, if you guys remember correctly, I was the first one to tell you guys that you could go out on workers' comp because of COVID. Workers' comp is not only for injury, it's also for illness. COVID was an illness, right? When I told members that they could go out for workers' comp, the members, the union was like, you cannot go out for workers' comp, right? They said that. I was correct. I was the first person to go out on workers' comp because of COVID. This is a fact. In fact, I put out the whole script of what you needed to do at that time to go out because of workers' comp. This is a fact, right? Now, I end up getting long-term COVID, right? Now, a lot of people don't know. This is how workers' comp operate. A lot of people don't know you could get workers' comp for up to 10 years, right? People think, oh, you only could get workers' comp for a year, 2 years. You could get workers' comp for 10 years. With COVID, there's lifetime benefits to workers' comp. So if I was working right now and I was having a hard time breathing and all this other stuff, I could go out reoccurrence for workers' comp. And I could stay out for as long as I want to stay out. Right? This is the benefit that they gave us. So people who got infected, because everybody focusing on, 100, almost 200 members died because of COVID. Thousands. I mean, we talking about at one time there was like 8,000 people out because of COVID sickness. At one time, it was so bad one time that the MTA had to set up a hotline that they couldn't even manage. Right? Now, those people the thousands and thousands of people who was affected because of COVID, all of them should have put in for IOD. All of them should have put in for IOD, right? Because you want to know what? If the MTA don't want to give us hazard pay, somebody's chest may start hurting. Somebody may have problems breathing. That long-term COVID is no joke. You could give your own self, hey, look, my asthma bothering me. It's been established by the Workers' Comp Board and doctors that I have long-term COVID. I think I'm going to take 7 months off. And it's nothing that they could do. It's nothing that they could do. There's lifetime benefits to COVID. In fact, the Workers' Comp Board put out a video themselves, right? Now, another thing is that if you had COVID, you have up to 2 years to put in a workers' comp claim. 2 years, right? Now, the faster you do it, of course, the better. If you put it in 19 months later for IOD and, you say it's because of COVID and you've been having these symptoms because of COVID and you could possibly prove that you tested positive for COVID, I say put that IOD in right now. I say put that IOD in right now, right? They don't want to give us hazard pay for it. You got to protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your well-being, because we really don't know what's the long-term consequences of COVID, of getting COVID. We've heard that COVID messes with the heart, it messes with other organs. This is a fact. This is documented by doctors. If you tested positive for COVID and you still under that 2-year mark, fill out for IOD. Fill out for IOD. Now, we got a lot of people watching right now. I'm going to ask you guys humbly. You see the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Normally when I say this, a lot of people run out the live. The live is not over yet, but I want you guys to donate to the Cash App. Is $ Progressive Action 100. Listen, if you go give the union your money away from free and not hold them accountable, the least you could do is donate to people who's actually doing the work, who's actually providing information, updates, putting in time and work to all of this information. So please donate to the Cash App. The Cash App is $ Progressive Action 100. It will be greatly appreciated. And listen, I'm waiting just like you guys are waiting. I'm waiting to see what the union accept for the contract. For those who don't know, this is how it works. The union and management negotiate the contract. They come to some type of agreement. That agreement, that package or whatever it is that they agree to, whatever, they'll put it on the union website. They'll give it to the E-Board. The E-Board will vote to it. Now, the E-Board is supposed to protect us. The E-Board is supposed to be the buffer between management and the E-Board is supposed to see. I'm calling the union administration, leadership, management. The E-Board is supposed to be the buffer between the union administration and the members. The problem with our E-Board is that they get release time, and you may see some people that was active prior to becoming union reps and active to becoming E-Board members and getting release time. It's something about that release time that when people get release time, they go silent, or they turn the other cheek and nothing is happening. The E-Board is supposed to be a neutral entity that's not supposed to be swayed one way or the other. They're supposed to have the members' best interests. But what the union administrations have been doing in the past is that they be giving the majority of E-Board reps release time, and that release time is a drug. You'll have a lot of them say, hey, yo, look, I don't mind being on my train. I don't mind being on my bus. I don't mind sweeping or cleaning or whatever the case is. But God damn it, it don't look that way. That seems like a lie. That is a lie. Because as soon as they get that release time, they go silent. They turn the other cheek. And they always vote the way of what the union leadership want them to vote and the union lawyer want them to vote. They never hold it down, because the minute that they hold it down, they're going back to their tools, whatever job they got hired for to do transit. So our e-board is compromised. Our e-board is compromised, right? And there should be absolutely no officers on the e-board. There should be no division chairs. There should be no vice presidents. There should be no elected officers on the e-board. The only thing that the e-board should do is the business of the members every month. They should not be swayed with anything else. This is a fact, right? So the union negotiate the contract, they pass it to the e-board, and if the e-board vote yes, the contract comes to us for a vote. If the e-board votes no, that this is a bad deal, then the union administration must go back to the table with MTA management and renegotiate the contract or make some changes or whatever the case may be. Now, once again, when you have elected officers on the e-board, of course they go think that they negotiated the best deal. Of course they go think that they are the end all be all of contract negotiation. So they're going to vote yes. They're not going to negotiate against their own logic, right? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. So the contract will get passed to us, and then we have to vote on it. I'm letting you guys know now. I'm letting you guys know now. If this contract does not have at least the lowest 7% a year, we got to vote no. Anything less is doing us an injustice. What the union administration is going to try to sway upon us is they're going to say, you know what? There's pattern bargaining. The pattern bargaining, we have to accept it because of the pattern bargaining, right? They're going to bring up what the police got. They're going to bring up whoever else got whatever, right? This is the thing. Police officers' base salary is like $94,000 a year, right? So 3% for them is not the same for 3% for 60,000. So if they want us to get the same amount of raise, then they should not be looking so much at the percentages, but they should look at the dollar amount of what these different agencies are getting. And that's where we lose focus. And they purposely do this to us. They do percentages because they know most of us do not know percentages, and we're not going to do the math to see how much is that a year. We go allow them to do the math for us and dictate how we should think, and that's not how it should go. But one thing people do understand is dollars, right? So if you give police officers a 3% raise on 90,000, and I don't know off the back how much it is, let's just use a round number and we say it's 10,000 extra a year on 90,000, right? And let's just say we get 3% and they base it over 70,000. Let's just say that equals out to, let's say that equals out to, let's just say 6,000. That's a $4,000 difference, right? So do we need more percentage? Absolutely. So that 3% on 90 is not the same 3% on 70 or 60, right? It's a major difference. Major difference. And we not going to allow them to fool us with that pattern bargaining BS. We are not going to allow them to fool us with they don't have money. We're not going to allow them to fool us that this is the best that they could do. We're not going to allow them to fool us. We will not. I want y'all to take an oath with me. Leg is hurting like crazy. I want y'all to take an oath with me and say, I will not be a part of the clown show. I want to see you guys type that in the comments. I actually want to see people type that in the comments. I will not be a part of the clown show. And I want you to get your coworkers and explain to them that we will not be a part of the clown show. I want y'all to type in the comments, I will not be a part of the clown show. Because I know I'm not going to be a part of the clown show. Absolutely Positively not. Absolutely, positively not. Lamont, Shauna, I see y'all. I appreciate y'all for y'all oaths. Cookie, we can't be a part of the clown show. Rodney, Jashawn, Elizardo, Jose, we cannot be a part of the clown show. We must take an oath and we must be serious about that. Now, once again, I need you guys to donate to the platform. You could donate via Cash App. The Cash App is $ Progressive Action 100. Once again, it's $ Progressive Action 100. Donate to the Cash App. Support who support you and like who like you. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Progressive Action News. Joe, I see you. No clown show for you. Got it.